Hello, everybody, and welcome to the KronTalk podcast. This is the pilot episode, and I'm your host, Andy Candy. And today we're going to talk about what it is that we're doing at robotics and everything related to it, and what each department does in our team. So, first, we're going to start talking about first. What's first? A bit of context. We're currently in the robotics lab, and the robot is being built. I'm gonna show you. I don't care. This is a podcast. I'm gonna show you. Look. This is what happens behind the scenes of KronTalk. It's something normal, and they're working on the robot. So anyway, first time. Okay, coming back to it. FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition in Science and Technology. FIRST is a parent company that hosts the contest we participate in. Chrombot, our team, is one of 200 teams that are registered this season in FTC. Today, this year's season is called Into the Deep. First challenge Into the Deep that is part of First Dive this whole year season because First has more contests like FRC, First Robotics Challenge, and FLL, First Lego League, and some others. We're currently participating in FTC because that's the one that's active in Romania, and there are a lot of teams happening, like working around each other and with each other. First has a lot of very important aspects to it. First stands for a lot of things except its definition. The most important thing that first stands for is gracious professionalism. Gracious professionalism is basically having regard for the other teams, working with them, helping them. Even though it may be your competitor, you may want to donate like a part for it or help them code something. Because after all, you don't just participate in first to win something. You participate to learn something and gain experiences and make new friends. Because think of it, they're like the teams are spread around the whole country. What other option? What other like? How can you get to know so many persons? Each team has at least 15 people in it, and 15 times 200 is 3,000 people. That is a lot. And even if you may not understand it, meeting 3,000 other people is amazing. Learning how they work to it, how their high school works, because even if we're in the same country, that may differ. How their thought process was to get to the robot they have, or anything related to it. So, ending on that note, this year's team, we're gonna discuss this year's team in the next episode because that's gonna be a longer thing, and we have to actually watch the presentation video. That video is gonna be linked in this video. I think it's gonna pop somewhere on the screen. I think the card should be around here on YouTube. If not, we're gonna just plop the thumbnail here somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna look very, very weird if I'm gonna not edit it right. Besides that, no, I think it doesn't matter. Actually, doesn't matter. Okay, so I think you got an idea for what first is. If you need any more clarification, we're gonna link the site to their definition, what everything means. They have everything from what they stand for, how was first created, what is its mission, and how everybody works together to create this awesome thing. Because first is active in a lot of countries and mostly in America. It came from the US and spread around the whole globe. The most teams are in Romania, Australia, China, India, the US, and some other countries that are spread around and don't have these many teams. Like Romania and China have the most teams in the international region that's outside of the US. We both have 200 teams or over 200 teams. I'm not sure how many are in China registered this year, but last year there were 218. So that's a lot. So let's get to it. Let's talk about what each department does in our Chromebot team. So the first department I'm going to talk to is the engineering department. This is Raul, but I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hello guys, my name is Tudor Raul. I'm in engineering department for 2 years. I am on the team with 5 more friends. You are gonna see them after. I want to thank Andy for letting me on the podcast to talk with you. I want to tell my experience on the engineering department. I like this department because it's very creative, very friendly, and use a lot of teamwork. There are a lot of contests, a lot of challenges, but with your team you can manage to resolve it.
what it is that you do in the as a mechanic in the engineering department?
First of all, I want to say I'm working on the robotic itself. I build the robot, I test it, and I'm checking if all the components are working good.
Okay, why did you join the robotics team?
First, I saw the poster and I thought, robotics team may sound fun. Let me give it a try. It was all from wanting to know more about the robotics team.
What made you stay? What made you stay during your the last year of high school? Yeah, what made you stay in these tough years, knowing that you have an exam coming up? What made you stay to actually help the new team and work on the robot?
I saw that a lot of new members join our group, and I want to be a part of the person that can teach the new members to take control from the next year. In the next year, I will not be here anymore, but I will be a volunteer. I would like to help as much as I can so that the new team can improve and make our group or team proud of us.
Super nice. Can you take me to the steps and what means to be a mechanic throughout the season, from the season like the idea launching to the like, let's not say the end test, let's say to the first league meet, the first demo.
Okay, so first we are getting around all the mechanics, the 3D, the PR, and we are looking at the team, the what is gonna be the this year. We are sharing our ideas. We make a, idea club, let's say. Okay, then after we start to do it the real thing. That's the construction. It may took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depends on the team, months to create the robot. But after we have an idea and we build it, we go to demos and we start working. At demos, we can see what our robot is good, what doesn't work, and we can take ideas from the others team, or others team can take ours idea. That is the best thing you can do at the demos. If you really want, you can come with us at demo and look at our robots and tell your opinion.
Yeah, tell us your opinion. The first time we're going to participate in is on the 2nd of November in Bucharest, a hashtag demo. It's not a league meet, it's just a demo. But that's a great place to think about your robot and share your ideas and your thought process with the other teams, and they will share it back. So you can all basically grow together. Thank you very much, Raul. Let's get to the next department. Okay, the next department we're gonna talk to is the design department or the 3D modeling department. Depends on how you like to say it. This is Radu, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Radu. I'm 16 years old and I'm a 3D designer. I think I'm a very energetic person. I like hiking and exploring the outside world, and I'm also into robotics. I've joined the 3D design team last year, and since I've been very happy to be a part of it.
So tell me, what is that you work on at the design department, or can you give me an example of it?
Well, all we do all kinds of stuff, but we are focusing on making parts and the robots model on Fusion in the 3D model. One part I think I worked last year was the claw. It works with two gears moving around each other, against each other. Sorry, against each other, and that helps grip the part we need.
Okay, so why did you join the design department specifically and not like to say mechanics or other departments?
Since I was a child, I wanted to create new stuff. I also play with Lego, and when I got into high school, I was a freshman, and I some classmate told me that this high school had a robotics team. I knew I had to take this opportunity to join this department because I want to create stuff that can help my team win this competition or any awards.
Okay, so can you tell me a task that you're working on now, like right now at the start of the season?
For now, we're teaching the new recruits how to work with this application with Fusion, and also we test them. We Last month we made them do some kind of claw, not a very hard one. But as the time passes, I think we're gonna show them the robots model and explain to them how some pieces work.
That's a cool thing because if you stay to think about it and actually put your thought to it, half of robotics doesn't mean working on a robot, but means like connecting with other people. Because how Radu said, you gain knowledge working on this robotics contest, and that knowledge you have to pass on to the newcomers, the freshmen and sophomores that come every year that think they want to join the team, and you have to explain this to them like in every department, design department, engineering, programming, and PR, because you have knowledge coming in, but you don't have knowledge tuned for this contest. For example, I don't think that especially on the programming part, I don't think any other experience can like really put your work into the type of programming we do here, and especially the niche we work on, because everything is different, especially for programming and for 2D modeling. Because on 2D modeling, Haradu said, you don't just work on creating new stuff. You work on maybe existing pieces or not. Maybe you work on putting pieces together or parts together that work, because you want to see them like actually in your with your eyes before you actually mount them on, and maybe mount them off because they may not work. But thank you very much. We're going to the next department.
Thank you.
Okay, the third department that we're going to talk to is the IT department, the programming department. This is Robert, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and talk to us about what it means.
Hi, I am Robert. I am 15 years old and I am very passionate about programming and researching new technologies that come out every year and being up to date with everything that comes out in the IT field.
So, Robert, you're a freshman. Why did you join the robotics club, and especially why did you join the IT department?
I saw it as a great opportunity to learn Java, a language that I have no prior experience in, and I wanted to connect with more people that have the same interest in programming as I do, and that I can develop with and learn more.
That's super cool. Like, what it is that you're doing in the IT department? Take me through a few steps of how does it work and what you're doing.
Well, first actually offers a lot of resources for starting with the programming part of the robot. For example, the FTC SDK offers the basic structure for the robot. And with that, we can make changes to make it our own and adapt it for the challenges that it has to do.
That's super cool. In my opinion, the IT department works together really well, because to think of it, there are two departments that make the robot appear. That's the CAD design department and the mechanics department or the engineering department. They work together to put together the robot, and then there's the IT department that makes it actually work. So IT for me is one of the most important departments and structures in our team. Even though each department has its own strategic benefit and its own hard work that they have to do, I think that IT has a special place because they have to make everything work, and trust me, they go through a lot of problems, especially when testing the robot. That has to go with it, right? Because I think that you don't just push the code on the robot and it works the first time, no?
There is a lot of trial and error that makes perfect.
Yeah, exactly. You heard it from him. Yeah, it's the funnest thing ever. Can you give me an example of how does it work? Take me through the match. What does the robot have to do? IT related in the match.
In the first 30 seconds, the robot is in the autonomous period where it has to move on its own and score as many points as possible. In that period, we have to make sure it doesn't all the sensors are set up correctly, so the robot doesn't collide with anything, and that it can reach the targets it has and score as many points as possible.
Okay, so that's really tough, making the robot work on its own, right? Afterwards, the TLP period, yeah, the control period by the drivers.
In which you may have to make sure that the drivers can actually control the robot and use its features to score points.
So how do you connect the robot to your controller, your device?
We have the control hub, and that connects to the robot. But we can actually use smartphones that have a special app developed by First. that can connect to the robot, and from there we can use OP modes, which are basically the code that is actually ran by the robot that has all its instructions.
Thank you very much. This was the IT department, and I actually have to give them a special thanks because without them, we'll be actually nothing. They work the most out of the team, being that they have a lot of work to do, training the robot and working on the robot every time. So let's get to the next one. So last but definitely not least is the PR department. She's gonna tell us about it.
Hi, I'm Stefania. I'm 16 years old. I'm in the PR department and I've been here since last year.
What made you join the robotics team and the PR department as a freshman? You're a sophomore now, but what did you join last year?
Well, I wanted to try something new and I thought PR would suit me the best.
What does PR do? Like, what are the tasks and stuff?
Well, we promote our team on social media, we organize events, and we write a notebook and a portfolio.
What are the books about?
The books are about our activity throughout the year.
So this is interesting, but how do you pass on? Because we talked about this before. How do you plan on and how do you pass on this information to the newcomers, the newbies that join every year?
We meet weekly on Discord and we try to teach them everything that we know.
Okay, so that's really great. So the PR department does a lot of stuff. This is just like one part of it because the PR just like spreads a lot into marketing and into just writing text about what happens in robotics. But there's a lot more to find out. This is just a part of it, and I'm really thankful because we have a really great PR team. Otherwise, we wouldn't have sponsors that are really important because sponsors give us funding for every part we buy, absolutely everything here is from sponsors because that's why they help us a lot. We have this podcast is really like possible because sponsors funded us for it, and every part we use is from sponsors. Our two main sponsors are Coresi and Siemens, but there's a lot more that help us with small stuff like getting from point A to point B, where maybe we have a contest or something. It's really important. But this was the last department we're gonna talk about. So let's get on to the next thing. So as I said, thank you to each member of the team. They're really important. These are just some of them. They were here because today we were working on the robot and it just so happened that they will be here and I feel using their help. As you can hear in the background, there's a lot of stuff happening because as you saw in the beginning, we're actually working on the robot and our team just works their brains out over there and they're just behind the camera. It's just like a corner of the lab. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. You're gonna just stay posted. We're gonna try to post one every time we have the chance, maybe twice a month or even once every week. We're gonna see. When we're gonna launch this episode, we're gonna launch also the second episode, which is gonna be about the theme this year. It's gonna appear somewhere around here, or I don't know, here. I'm not sure how we're gonna put it. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next episode.
No! O să țip.
FIRST stands for inspiration and research in. First stands for first is First stands for inspiration. First stands for inspiration. First stands for. This means that first.
Specializare cu organizarea evenimentelor.
Așa.
Scrierea notebook-ului și portofoliului pentru competiția First Challenge.
Așa. Atât. Cum ai venit?
But nu mai.